you today as well. Welcome back. It's Emily. Today, I'll bring you another heartwarming moment. So please relax and enjoy. Day 42, the last letter. At the end of the world. In a desolate future, humanity faced its end. In this despairing world, an old man named Takashi lived quietly. Though his time was short, he wished to do something meaningful at the end. One day, while organizing the drawers of an old desk, Takashi found an unsent letter he had written long ago to someone he deeply loved. This letter became the catalyst for Takashi to reflect on his life and make the decision to write his last letter. This letter would recount Takashi's past experiences, love, regrets, and hopes for the future. Contents of the letter. Takashi's last letter began to tell the story of his life. It chronicled his youthful passion, thoughts for his loved one, and numerous mistakes and regrets. However, through those memories, Takashi came to understand the essence of life and what true happiness entails. Furthermore, the letter transcended Takashi's personal narrative to become a message to the people living in the world at its end. Filled with hope, love, forgiveness, and wishes for the future, this letter would be Takashi's final legacy. He resolved to send this letter out into the world as a message to the next generation who might find it, or to anyone living in the same era. The story unfolds of an elderly man living in the world's end, reevaluating the meaning of life and endeavoring to leave a message for the future. Next, it explores how Takashi sends out the letter into the world, how the message is received, and the impact it has. Journey of the letter. Takashi's final letter, penned by his hand, embarks on an unexpected journey. Initially entrusted to Ryu, a young man whom Takashi trusts, the letter sets out to fulfill its mission of connecting to the next generation. Passed from person to person, the letter influences its readers, evoking different emotions in each. Some find hope within its pages, while others gain the courage to confront past regrets. Through its journey, the letter demonstrates that even in a world at its end, there remains the power to connect and understand one another's hearts. Between despair and hope, the letter eventually reaches I, a young woman standing on the brink of despair, living in a devastated world. She had nearly lost hope. However, reading Takashi's letter deeply resonates with her, prompting her to contemplate what life means and how to find hope for the future. Inspired by the letter, I begins to seek out what she can do. Her transformation influences those around her, further spreading the message of the letter. Even amidst despair, it's shown that people can affect each other, nurturing small hopes. The letter, originating from one elderly man, unfolds a journey of bringing hope and influence to many. Next, it delves into the eventual outcome of the letter and the impact it leaves on people's hearts. The power of bonds. I's actions lead to the letter being shared among even more people. Each receives a different message from the letter, reaffirming the strength individuals possess and the importance of bonds between people, even in dire circumstances. The letter becomes a symbol of hope within the community, inspiring people to take action. Small changes begin to emerge in the devastated world as people support and cooperate with one another. The impact of Takashi's letter transitions into concrete actions, providing meaning and hope to those who had been in despair. A new beginning. As the letter circulates, the bonds and cooperation among people lead to efforts to gradually improve life in the devastated world. People like I, inspired supporting and relying on each other. Ultimately, the letter becomes a message of new beginnings for those who had lost hope, becoming a beacon of light for those living in a fading world. Through the power of bonds and hope brought about by a single letter, people begin to walk towards the future. Next, we'll explore the eventual outcome of this letter and the lasting impact it has on people's hearts. Conclusion of the last letter. Takashi's final letter leaves a profound impression on people's hearts, demonstrating its ability to effect change even in a world nearing its end. The bonds and actions born from the letter continue to spread beyond small communities, nurturing feelings of human strength and hope even in dire circumstances. While Takashi may depart without knowing the impact of his life and letter on people, his wish is fulfilled. His sentiments become a message of hope that continues into the future through the letter, continuously giving courage and hope to those who read it. Light of hope. Time passes, and several years go by since Takashi's letter was released. Though the world remains in dire straits, those touched by the letter continue to hold on to its spirit. The letter becomes a guiding light for those living in the end times, helping them move forward without losing hope. While Takashi's presence may fade from memory directly, his message lives on eternally within people's hearts. The epilogue concludes with scenes of a new generation of children planting small flowers in the devastated world, symbolizing the hope brought by Takashi's letter and suggesting that even in the harshest circumstances, new beginnings and hope can be found. In the last letter, the final wish of an elderly man unfolds into a story of bringing the light of hope to a desperate world. The letter moves people's hearts, showcasing its ability to hold on to hope for the future. Thank you for spending time with Emily until the end today. I'm very happy. If you enjoyed the memorable reading, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a thumbs up. We'll be preparing a new reading for tomorrow, so please come again. Well then, have a good night. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.